Olive oil, especially extra virgin olive oil, has long been a symbol of heart-healthy eating, but modern research is revealing just how deeply its polyphenol influence the mechanisms that shape cardiovascular aging. What makes these compounds remarkable is not only their antioxidant strength, but their ability to influence gene expression, stabilize cellular structures, and interact with biomarkers of aging such as telomeres. In many ways, olive oil supports the cardiovascular system from the inside out, protecting blood vessels, smoothing inflammatory pathways, and strengthening the subtle biological patterns that keep the heart and arteries resilient as the years pass. The polyphenol in extra virgin olive oil, such as hydroxytyrosol, oleuropein, and tyrosol, play an essential role in protecting the endothelium, the thin lining of blood vessels where cardiovascular aging often begins. Oxidative stress slowly weakens this lining, making arteries stiffer and more vulnerable to plaque buildup. Olive oil polyphenol help neutralize reactive oxygen species before they can inflict this damage, and repeated intake gradually leads to lower oxidative markers in the bloodstream. This, in turn, reduces the strain on arteries and supports smoother blood flow, a fundamental factor in keeping the cardiovascular system biologically younger for longer. Telomere research adds an even more intriguing dimension. Some observational studies show that people who regularly consume extra virgin olive oil, especially as part of a Mediterranean-style diet, tend to have longer telomeres than those who rely on more processed fats. While this connection doesn't prove cause and effect, it fits well with the known anti-inflammatory and antioxidant actions of olive oil polyphenol. Shorter telomeres are often a sign of chronic cellular stress. By reducing oxidative burden and calming inflammatory signals, olive oil helps create conditions that protect telomeres from accelerated shortening. This suggests a subtle but meaningful contribution to slower biological aging within cardiovascular tissues. The epigenetic influence of olive oil polyphenol is another area gaining momentum in human studies. Polyphenol appear to modulate the activity of methylation enzymes and histone-modifying proteins, gently guiding gene expression toward patterns associated with lower inflammation, better metabolic balance, and enhanced vascular protection. Instead of shutting genes on or off abruptly, these compounds support more stable regulation, helping to prevent the age-related drift toward pro-inflammatory gene activity that contributes to arterial stiffness and plaque development. This epigenetic steadiness is part of what makes long-term olive oil consumption so consistently linked with reduced cardiovascular risk. Clinical trials continue to highlight how these molecular effects translate into real-world health outcomes. Regular consumption of extra virgin olive oil has been shown to improve endothelial function, reduce LDL oxidation, enhance HDL efficiency, and lower inflammation markers such as CRP and IL-6. These improvements collectively help maintain arteries in a more flexible, responsive state, traits strongly associated with youthful cardiovascular function. Some studies even point to improvements in arterial elasticity after months of high polyphenol olive oil intake, showing that the benefits are not just theoretical but measurable in living humans. One of the most positive aspects of olive oil is how seamlessly it fits into everyday eating. Unlike supplements that require careful dosing or foods that feel medicinal, extra virgin olive oil adds flavor, richness, and satisfaction to meals. It works well in cooking, drizzling, or simple dressings, and even modest daily amounts seem to offer protective effects. Because high-quality oils are rich in polyphenol, choosing robust, peppery varieties often means higher levels of these beneficial compounds. Overall, olive oil polyphenol create a kind of internal environment where the cardiovascular system experiences less strain, less oxidative friction, and more epigenetic stability. They don't stop aging, but they help the heart and blood vessels move through the aging process with slower wear and greater resilience. When combined with a balanced diet and healthy lifestyle, extra virgin olive oil becomes more than a cooking ingredient. It becomes a long-term ally in protecting the body's most vital system from premature aging and maintaining cardiovascular youthfulness well into later decades.